Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I'm going to be ranking my own personal favorite top 5 guitars in my collection. Let's get into it. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name is Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube, and I'm really excited about this video because 1, we get to talk about guitars, and 2, I get to answer a question that is frequently asked here on my channel, and that is, Ray, what is your favorite guitar or some of your favorite guitars in your own personal collection? So I figured, why not make this video? I'd pull out 5 of my favorite guitars. They're kind of in order, but kind of not in order. I guess there's a little bit of biasy. You know, the ones that are like 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Are not as cool in my opinion as the top 2. Anyway, I figured I'd just, grab them off the rack, off the shelf, whatever you want to call it, and just put them here in front of the camera and just speak on them, alright? Starting off for funsies, I'll give you guys an honorable mention. This is, in fact, my Jim Root Stratocaster. Now, the reason why it's an honorable mention and the reason why it's in this video is because I think you guys like this guitar more than I do. Not to say that I don't like this guitar. I love this guitar. I just have guitars that are in my own personal collection that I love more. This guitar is arguably the most famous guitar or infamous guitar in my collection, based on its a number of videos that's been done with it and its popularity, and the one that people often ask about. This is a 2014 body with a 2018 neck, and yes, it had at one point in time a bunch of red and black paint all over it from several videos that were done in 2020 during quarantine. Those are a lot of fun. You guys know who those are, or what those videos are, and thank you for everybody who participated in one. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, man, this is an honorable mention. Jim Root Strat, ebony board with the now canceled or now discontinued cream/vintage white body. Alright, now for the list for real. Number 5, my Kiesel Hyperdrive. Now this guitar is a relatively new guitar in my collection. I got this at the very, very end of 2020. And yeah, man, it's just, it's so sick. This guitar, although it is not the easiest guitar to play, I'll say that the Hyperdrive shape is a little bit, angular and kind of just more of an aesthetic than it is a practical type of shape. But anyway, this guitar is the best 7-string I've ever heard in my life. It is so snappy and so poppy sounding, and I think it's because it's a multi-scale. It's a 27-inch scale on the low A, and that's insane in terms of tension for a 7-string in drop A. So anyway, this guitar, man, it's just it's so perfect in terms of its color and its aesthetic. Silverburst, you guys know me, I love Silverburst, spoiler alert. And yeah, man, this one definitely had to be on the list. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, number 4 is in fact my custom Dean V 7-string Silverburst. Yes, I love Silverburst. This guitar is not the easiest to play. It's very hard to play. It's very massive. It's got a Series 1 headstock on it. It is a big old giant Silverburst V, but man, it looks so cool, you know what I mean? This guitar has a bunch of still dried fake blood all over it from the Fragments video that Luna Muerta did in September, October of 2020. Anyway, man, yeah, dude, this guitar is so sentimental to me because it reminds me of the beginning of my relationship with Dean, my friendship with Dean, whatever you want to call it. The day that they found me online, you guys know this story, I put this order in. It was July 4th, I think, or July 5th, right around the 4th of July. Anyway, I just love this guitar, man. It plays great, it sounds great. It's not easy to play, but once you got it playing, if that makes any sense. It's comfortable, but it's not. It's once you get used to it, I guess it plays great. But it's, kind of a big, awkward 7-string shape, and it's hard to play sitting down. Anyway, I just love it, man, because it reminds me of the Dean team, and, I love this guitar. Maybe I'll get another Silverburst from Dean in the near future, I don't know. Speaking of my band Luna Muerta, this guitar, at number 3 on the list, is my guitar that I've been using exclusively for that band for the past 6 or 7 months with writing. This guitar is tuned to drop F, and these are Jazzmaster pickups. This guitar is tuned to drop F, and these are Jazzmaster pickups. This guitar is tuned to drop F, and these are Jazzmaster pickups. Alright? Cool. A lot of people ask that. This guitar is a 30-inch scale Squier vintage modified baritone Jazzmaster, and it is a cheap guitar, although they're expensive now because they're discontinued. But this guitar just has so much vibe and so much spank and clarity in drop F. It just sounds so wild, and this guitar has just really gotten a lot of attention. And this guitar does really well on Instagram. Whenever I do an Instagram reel or something like that, everybody loves this guitar. So I just love it. Not only does it sound good, it plays good. It's got a lot of popularity, and my band writes with this guitar. Alright, the number 2 guitar in my collection is a 1978 Gibson Les Paul Custom. Yes, look at this thing, man. Oh. An old dinosaur, man. Look at this thing. Look at that buckle rash. Look at that neck. It's all worn in. This thing is my first Les Paul Custom that I ever got about 2.5 years ago. Well, maybe just a little over 2 years ago. And I had a lot of problems with it. It needed a refret, got ruined a little bit, got repaired a little bit. You know, long story short, I had to fight to get to love this thing. This thing is all original except the nut, the frets, and the tuners. So it's had some decent work to it, but apart from the tuners, I think frets and nut are kind of like, you know, to be expected for a guitar that is 43 years old. You know, this guitar is just so sick, man. It's something I've always wanted, an old school Les Paul Custom. And although natural really isn't my favorite finish, or lack thereof, whatever you want to call it, you can't help but love an old school 70s guitar, man. It's got so much vibe, and it sounds great, and it plays great now that it's all fixed up. But yeah, this guitar is just a guitar that I think when they think of me and or my playing and my tone and my style, they think of this guitar. This is one of the more famous guitars that I own. But it is not number one. It is sitting comfortably at number 2, which then leads me to my number 1. What could be my number 1 guitar? Ladies and gentlemen, my number 1 guitar for right now in 2021 is in fact my 1992 Gibson Les Paul Standard with the Zakk Wylde EMG pickup set. This guitar, I'll say, you guys know what I'm going to say, for those of you who know this guitar. This guitar is 8 days older than I am. February 5th, 1992. So that in itself is kind of like a cool little Chipotle, excuse me. This guitar has a ton of sentimental value to me because it's like, you know, a week and 1 day older than me, man. This thing is cool. It's like, it's as old as I am, you know? It's just a cool little thing, man. And not only is it cool because of that aspect, but this guitar is the longest guitar that I've had in my possession, that I've owned since starting this whole YouTube journey. I got this in 2017, way before anybody even watched my videos, before anybody even really cared about me. And I think a couple more people kind of care about my videos, I think. But yeah, this thing has just been with me since the very beginning of my whole YouTube journey. It's got new frets on it, jumbo frets, Zakk Wylde set, like I said, all new pots, Schaller locking tuners. You know, the neck's getting all worn out. I don't know how well you guys could see that. Yeah, look at that, dude. Like, so much vibe. I don't know how well you can see all the checking on the back of this guitar, but ton of checking, ton of vibe. But the main reason why I love it so much in 2021 is because I've been writing a ton of stuff as a solo guitar player, solo artist, if you will, if I could use that term. If I could be a little egotistical and say artist, right? You know, I've got a ton of demo songs and a ton of just riffs up here that are in drop D/drop C sharp. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting all those songs that are demo songs, turn them into full-on fleshed out songs, put them up on Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, Apple Music, etc., etc. I want to make sure that I get all those riffs out of my head that I've been kicking around back and forth for the last 2 to 3 years. Get them all out there for you guys to enjoy, to jam, and to listen to. And it's all going to be done on this guitar. I'm like halfway through so far. This guitar is tuned to drop C sharp currently. So anyway, I just love this thing, man. A lot of vibe, a lot of sentimental value to me. And it's just cool, man. You guys know me. I'm obsessed with Gibson Les Pauls. I can't help it. I love them, man. And yeah, this one's just honestly just my favorite one. It's not the coolest one. I wish it had a flame top, but it's got the most sentimental value to me. Plays great, sounds great. I love it. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I just appreciate you guys just hanging out, listening to me talk guitars. I like talking guitars with you guys, and you guys seem to enjoy it as well. So I just hope you had fun hanging out with me for what, the give or take 9-10 minutes this video was. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. A huge shout out to all my patrons and everybody who watches these videos and supports me. I'm out of here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay metal. I'll see you guys next time. Later.